"Keep that ugly tree away from our neighborhood," the HOA president shouted across the street, pointing at the old oak tree that shaded my 10-year-old son's wheelchair ramp. She said it was ruining the view of her expensive house. The next morning, that same tree was gone, its trunk chopped, its roots torn from the soil like it never mattered. Too bad she didn't know she had just destroyed protected land and confessed to an environmental lawyer. Before you hear the full story, comment where you're watching from and subscribe for more stories like this, because some people only understand justice when it knocks right at their door. It started on a bright Saturday morning. I was cleaning the porch while my son Liam sat beneath that old oak tree in his chair, sketching birds. That tree was his world, a 70-year-old giant that gave him shade and comfort since the day he came home from the hospital. It had survived storms, droughts, and even lightning once. To Liam, it was more than a tree. It was a friend that never judged him for not being able to run like other kids. Then came the sound I'll never forget. "Excuse me!" a sharp voice cut through the calm morning air. Margaret Holbrook, our HOA president, stood at the edge of my driveway in her spotless white outfit and designer sunglasses. "That tree is an eyesore," she said, her voice dripping with disdain. "It's blocking the line of sight from my garden, and its roots are pushing toward the sidewalk. I've already filed a complaint with the board." I looked up from my tools. "Ma'am, that tree's been here longer than any of us. It's protected, part of the city's heritage program." She rolled her eyes. "Protected? From what? Good taste? This is Sunny Oaks Estates, not some backwoods forest. That tree lowers property values. I've worked too hard to keep this neighborhood beautiful to let one old stump ruin it." Liam looked up from his sketch pad. "But ma'am, that's my favorite tree," he said softly. "I sit there because I can't play like other kids. It makes me happy." Her lips twisted in disgust. "Children need to play in yards, not under ugly fire hazards. You people always have an excuse for cluttering up the view. You people." That phrase hit me like a slap, the same tone I'd heard too many times before. Condescending, cruel, self-righteous. "Mrs. Holbrook," I said firmly, "that tree isn't going anywhere. It's on my property, and it's protected by law." She gave a mocking laugh. "Oh, we'll see about that." That night, a storm rolled through. Thunder rattled the windows, and I tucked Liam into bed, promising him the tree would be fine. I wish I'd been right. At sunrise, I stepped outside and froze. The ground was covered in sawdust. The old oak lay flat, its branches splintered, the stump hacked clean through by chainsaw blades. Liam came rolling out behind me, his voice trembling. "Dad, where's my tree?" I couldn't answer. My fists clenched as I spotted tire marks on the wet lawn, fresh truck prints leading straight from Margaret's driveway. I knew what had happened. She'd made good on her threat. I took photos, collected samples of the sawdust, and followed the marks. Sure enough, they led straight to her backyard, where a landscaping crew was unloading equipment. I approached calmly. "Morning, gentlemen. Did you cut that oak tree down?" One man hesitated. HOA president said we had clearance. Said it was hers to remove." Margaret emerged from her porch, coffee cup in hand, pretending to be shocked. "Oh dear. Was that your tree? What a shame. Must have been damaged in the storm." Her fake sympathy made my blood boil. "You mean the storm that happened after someone used a chainsaw?" I replied. "That tree was a protected species under county law." She smirked. "Well, accidents happen. Besides, it was ugly anyway. Consider it community improvement." I took a step forward, my voice steady. "You just committed a federal environmental violation. That tree was registered in the County Heritage Protection List. Case number 24-1. Cutting it down without permit carries up to $50,000 in fines." Her face paled. "You're bluffing. You're just—" "An environmental lawyer," I interrupted, showing my badge. "And you just confessed to me." The color drained from her face completely. Her perfect morning shattered. By noon, I had submitted my report to the Department of Environmental Management and filed a formal complaint to the city. Her contractor was questioned, and they handed over text messages where she'd written, "Cut it at dawn before anyone notices." News spread fast. Within a week, the story hit local media. HOA president fined for destroying protected tree on disabled boy's property. Margaret tried to play victim, claiming she didn't know, but the evidence was overwhelming. Receipts for chainsaw rentals, security footage, and her own messages bragging about cleaning up the view. The city fined her $60,000. Her HOA presidency was revoked. Neighbors started distancing themselves, embarrassed by her arrogance. Her husband's real estate firm even issued a statement apologizing for her actions. But the real justice came from the community. Within days, volunteers showed up with saplings, soil, and shovels. Local schools donated plants. One company offered to plant a new oak, stronger, taller, and genetically linked to the old one. They called it Liam's Tree of Hope. 3 months later, the mayor herself attended the ceremony. Liam cut the ribbon with his small hands, smiling under the shade of the new young oak. "Dad," he said softly, "it's even more beautiful than before." I looked at the new tree swaying in the breeze, its leaves dancing in sunlight. "That's what happens, son," I said, my voice thick with pride. "When someone tries to destroy something pure, good people come together to make it stronger." At the base of the tree, a plaque now reads, "Liam's Oak," planted in memory of what hatred tried to destroy and what kindness rebuilt. Margaret's obsession with beauty and property value cost her everything: her title, her money, her respect. But what she accidentally created was something far more powerful, a symbol of resilience and unity. She wanted to erase an eyesore. Instead, she planted a legacy. And every morning when Liam sketches under that young oak, surrounded by flowers and laughter, I'm reminded that no matter how deep cruelty cuts, nature and justice always find a way to grow back stronger.